guy called. All it says is cops vehicle stolen last night. They have any more information on that. And they posted a stolen song. Further info on how people might know each other.
Keep us together, and not even love will tear us apart, and not even love will bring you down, but it's love.
It's the emergency Robert Street South, apartment 4. Her son was having a meltdown. Unknown how. Floor responding to officers. Gonna be a white male, 18 years old, wearing a white t-shirt, black shorts.
Won't go home, so I'm sitting by my lonesome, thinking about someone I used to know. Well, I'm falling free from the way I treat house, baby, don't stop now. But I gotta push you away, cause I'm lost in the daydream. Keep my feet back on the ground. Remember when I met you in that little town? A little movie theater as we're loving going round. You never said much back then, did you? And now you got a lot to say, but it's all been used. And not even love will keep us together.
Hey, welcome back, Cedars. Welcome. That, if you haven't listened to us for a long time, you don't know that I used to play my son's songs at the beginning. And that's It's Love by Kyle Fletcher.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
APD 429.
And I was thinking, one of the reasons I wanted to play that one tonight is because the other one, I love Butterfly, Clear Skies, whatever. But Pat and I are just deeply thinking about our really good friend Steve Linders. And to be honest with you, we love this guy. He's such a kind person. Brilliant. He's our public information officer. And he's been in the hospital in intensive care for 10 days. You know, we mentioned it last Friday. He had a bad accident. Guy pulled in front of him, and his wife and him were on a scooter, and he's been in the hospital in intensive care, really in a critical but stable condition. And, you know, I won't go into all the details. You can always get the details on his Caring Bridge website, Steve Linders. Is that car? Is our car or is the car ahead of us, you think?
I think that's something ahead of us.
I'm going to turn off. We're smelling a lot of exhaust smoke, folks.
Yeah. Eye-watering.
Yeah, so...
287 Tango.
Steve is still in the hospital. His wife, Nikki, and his children by his side. I mean, it's not getting worse. It's just that the rate of positiveness is starting to concern us all. He still isn't. I mean, he's still got some painkillers in him because he had some serious injuries in addition to head trauma. But anyhow, I know earlier today, Kyle Meestad, our smartest man, reposted his GoFundMe. And we had no idea in the beginning that this was going to last this long. But please, 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 go on his GoFundMe page. It's on our page here, too. Go on Steve Linder's GoFundMe page and help that family out, because it's...
Please, please, please.
It's been a long 10 days. I don't know. I mean... And I'm just starting to think, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I mean, progress is progress. I think they took the breathing tube out today, but I don't know if they're going to keep it out. Depends on how he does.
360.
Yeah, it sounds like they took the breathing tube out. They have some light oxygen.
Domestic at 1276 Wilson.
Tube is still
Calling
out.
said
Sounds
brothers
like
start fighting in the apartment.
That's
Sounds
positive.
physical.
Yeah. And get rid of lungs. You know, originally they had a tube in his lungs, and now he's trying to cough it out. He hasn't actually talked. You know. You knew him like we do. All of our posts, our apartment posts, or love are his.
He is a brilliant.
So Steve, and
Miss you.
We want you to come out of this, man. Just come out of it. And you can't take visitors. Otherwise, I would probably go there and tell him that he has to get to work. Anyhow, his GoFundMe page is on the department page and his Caring Bridge. And feel free to comment on the Caring Bridge too. I think families, when they're sitting there at the hospital, they like to know someone else is caring.
Brothers, a knife. They disconnected the
Someone
phone.
is praying. Their family. So, and our best prayer person.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm at liberty to say, but he had a little surgery this morning. Is that like dead silence?
Well, get well soon, Rev.
Yeah. But it's not life-threatening surgery, but he had a little surgery today, so. He's probably online, though, watching and listening, because, he texted me and said he can't ride along tonight at all, because he's recovering from some surgery. And I don't know. I'm just going to stop with the bad news. I got other bad news, but I'm going to stop with that. So, anyhow, it's raining here.
Yes, it is.
We went from a high of 90 degrees to a high of 60 degrees. And
big difference.
looks like the next 2 days here in Minnesota are going to be... It's going to be cold. It's cold. Unfortunately.
What's going on over there?
You see people or just a truck?
There's a truck on the sidewalk.
Oh, let's guess. I'm guessing it's a resident in that building going in the back door and hauling something up. What are you guessing?
Pulled over to play on Facebook.
Okay. All right. What's the other options, backseaters? The car could be equipment. Well, the head. Oh, well, now we'll never know. We better stop him and ask him.
Additional info for squads arriving on scene for the
Just tell him he was on the sidewalk.
I couldn't see a plate or make of it.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, we noticed you're up on the sidewalk there.
It looked like a Floyd station.
DoorDash.
Looking for a skate.
Super safe, keep an eye on it.
Good for you. All right.
Good man.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm not trying to cause any
No,
trouble.
good
Thank
luck.
you.
We were just suspiciously.
Of course.
There you go.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
DoorDash.
You were closer to
Why?
the- you
No.
were closer to right.
I was on the wrong. I was assuming we're resident. DoorDash should have jumped into my mind. It should have. There we go. That's how we learn, though, folks. That's how we get smarter about things, is by experiencing them. Right?
Indeed.
If it stays rainy, dark, and quiet, we have a full crew out tonight, though, folks. But if it stays rainy, dark, and quiet, we're not gonna work till 2. It's hard to predict. The racers had a big event scheduled up in Coon Rapids. They have canceled that because of the weather. There's another big racer event.
Pulled into the Dairy Queen lot.
Well,
I believe it's going to be a Ford Fusion.
the racers in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. I would assume South Dakota plates.
Are probably going to head back later, but
Still waiting for a response from her, but I'm excited that no one has come to the apartment yet. From Boston. She's still on her way.
hey, can you mute that just for a minute?
Yep. You are back?
Yeah, this is the kind of weather that you can't really see much, but it's good sleeping weather.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Lot off that alley there. You're good for a quick
Sleeping.
shot. You can take a lot of fading around. Coming up.
You got 3 on or not?
Yes.
Okay, we got 1 and 2 there. So, as you know, every state has a legislature. Ours is no different. We have a bicameral legislature, a House of Representatives, and a Senate, and a governor. And do your best. Are you trying to go backwards?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure which way to put them in. Are we thinking one of these?
Yeah, right there.
So, let's go east a little bit. Our legislature has till midnight Monday night to set a budget for the next 2 years. And if you're in Minnesota or Wisconsin, you've watched the news, you can tell they're having a hard time doing that. So, which is a little bit surprising, since we had a $19 billion surplus.
2 years ago?
Yeah. So this is the guts of this budget making process, is trying to figure out who gets what. And in fairness, at the time the $19 billion was spent, our state had one-party control. We'll leave that off, though, as to how that works exactly.
Right.
So, anyhow, now we're facing a small deficit this year and a larger deficit the next year. So, everyone has agreed, even the governor, that we have to cut spending. The question is what to cut. And because we have a tied House of Representatives, leadership now involves some Republicans in the House, some senators, some Democratic senators, and some Democratic House members.
377
I'm trying to watch the plates here. You're probably better at South Dakota than me. So now they had a hard time figuring out how much money to spend.
DNC at 1180 Arcade at Walgreens. There's a female that's been trespassed and refusing to leave. Her name is Tyle Lundgren.
They did, in fact, come to some agreement.
450 pounds, wearing a white and yellow jacket and white backpack.
We're not going to get into the politics, but there was, on the Democratic side, there's a disagreement on health care funding for
35, did you copy?
non-citizens, and on the Republican side there is some disagreement on closing of Stillwater Prison. But that's where we want to jump off our conversation today, because the closing of Stillwater Prison could have some serious ramifications.
I'll say.
261 Tango.
And there's 1,180 prisoners at Stillwater Prison. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't.
1,180, and I listened to all the press conferences, and really this is for the public to weigh in on this. I mean, it's not just people in government. Apparently the prison is old. We know that, right?
Right. 1920s, I want to say?
Yeah, I think 1918, somewhere in there, but and so it takes constant maintenance. You see something in there?
Nope.
It takes constant maintenance. And that maintenance can be as much as $40 million a year, they claim.
Wow.
So, and it needs a serious makeover.
Old Highway 8.
So here's the
The
situation.
female came in and hit another female.
They're proposing phasing it out over 4 years.
Heavy bills right here.
Phasing it out over 4 years, but this next year an immediate phase down of probably about half of the prisoners.
Okay.
The problem is they're not sure they have room for the prisoners
Elsewhere.
in other facilities. So what we're all afraid of, everybody is concerned of, is letting serious violent criminals out earlier than their sentence date, right?
Right.
That's not good for anybody. How do you put a price on one serious violent attack?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's the thing, you know. It might cost money to keep the prison up, but
At what cost to the public?
there you go.
To the public safety.
So, and the thing about this is this prison closing was sort of a surprise thrown in at the end, sort of to make it get a deal done.
Yeah, I had heard no talk of it at all
No.
before yesterday.
Commissioner Schell has made the point about extra money necessary for the prison in the past, but closing it was never really an option. So there's 500 plus employees there as well that would essentially lose their job. They had a protest of their own today because they were surprised. And but here's my biggest concern. I listened to all the press conferences. If you had plans to replace those beds someplace else,
Mm-hmm.
you should articulate that, right?
Right.
The closest they got was to say that they have space at Faribault with a expansion that they've planned out in the past that they could consider. Now, that bonding bill hasn't passed or anything.
So that's a maybe.
That's a big maybe. But here's the big government. Here's the good government question, folks. If you had $19 billion in the bank and you knew you wanted to close Stillwater, wouldn't you have spent part of that $19 billion on establishing a new facility or new beds before you actually close the old one?
You'd think so.
I mean, I know that statement actually sounds brilliant, but the fact of the matter is, it's common sense, right?
Yeah.
Common sense. Common sense. You make the plan to replace before the old one. And I know there's not going to be everybody at the legislature who's not going to be happy that I'm bringing this up. And I hope that tomorrow morning sometime the news media gives me a call to talk about the public safety implications. But you reporters, you listen to every bit of those press conferences, and no one asked the really hard questions of, are we going to have bed space for violent criminals? So, and what we don't want to do is we don't want to be one of those states that releases everybody at 50% time, right?
Definitely not.
For most people, if they do good time, they could get out in 2/3. So, I don't know. We don't normally talk about politics, but when it comes to closing state prisons with 1,180 inmates in them, that is, so, hey, feel free to call your legislator. Tell them you don't want to close a state prison without having a concrete plan to replace it. I don't have a problem closing it. I mean, it's an old prison.
Got to have somewhere for the bad offenders to go, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand that it needs some maintenance, and they had water issues there last year, and so they started bringing in bottled water because the pipe said, I don't know if it was lead or what, but fix it. Well, bottom line is they should have fixed it with the surplus. And I don't think anything I'm saying is really that smart, to be honest with you. It just seems commonsensical.
Right.
There hasn't been a lot of people, because they're trying to find that magic number.
Very true.
See that guy wave us?
No.
Walked across the street with his phone on. He's watching us.
That's cool.
We'll swing back there. Well, there's not a lot. Here's the thing about live on patrol.
Spoke to the lady again. We're good.
What is it?
I didn't catch one, but it muted.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's a rainy night. Guy walking outside waves to us. It's always nice just to say hi to him.
So you
Yeah.
want to head there, Sean? Yeah, I'm just gonna go check around there. I told her to let me know.
Well, maybe he went to McDonald's ahead of us, huh? Well, one thing's for sure, McDonald's is more important than us. Glad they pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That cartoon made a lot of people love hamburgers.
Anyhow, in the next 2 days, these heavy decisions will be made by our.
We'll see what that is.
What's that?
That one right there.
In front of us?
No, on the side street, coming out to Maryland.
Going this way or not?
Can't tell yet.
I'm giving up on that other one. It didn't sound like
Okay.
we had too much solid information on it. We're looking for a stolen car here, obviously, folks. Sometimes we give out the information, sometimes we don't. Did you see this? There's a new business over here. Well, it's, I don't know, it's not really new. It looks like are they replacing the windows or redoing the front? Or
Is it Manny's?
oh yeah, Manny's Market, I think, or it was just going
Tacos, burgers.
We're at Maryland and Hazelwood, folks. Manny's Kitchen.
Manny's Kitchen. I wonder if one of these guys is
Manny's
Manny.
Manny's Kitchen, huh? Is it open? Right now? Really? Are they going to put new windows in or not? Awesome. That's friggin' awesome. What's up?
Hey man, it's
What's
me, man.
I know. I owe you.
You owe me, man.
I know. I do.
Where you been
Good to
at?
see you. How are you?
Hey, I'm in Richfield, man.
You Richfield?
Yeah.
What are you doing out there?
I opened my store up probably Monday.
You selling shirts or what are you selling?
I'm selling all type of clothes.
Okay. I still owe you 20 for the last one?
Yeah.
Right? Let's square up on that one, huh?
Yes, sir. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
There's no medics on the way. You can just start the.
So I think
Hey, Bob, but I need some support,
I've
man.
been carrying this 25. I owe you 25, I think, right?
Yes,
For
sir.
that shirt, you gave me a discount anyhow.
Yeah.
And then I got something else for you. Here's a couple because this is the interest. There's a couple McDonald's cards. How's that? You can walk right over there.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Can I get some support?
Yeah.
Because I do, this is what I do for every Friday. We do Family Fun Fridays.
Yep.
We try to give back to the community free. We feed them.
Yep. Where are you doing that at?
The Richfield Hub.
Richfield?
Yeah, it's in Minneapolis though.
Yeah.
But we're a little bit out. But I need some support, man.
Well, what? Hang
I
on.
need some support.
I got to take this phone call. God bless you.
Hey, Bob, I'll catch you next time around.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
You All right, folks. Sorry about that muting, but to be honest with you, the legislature's meeting right now. Our legislature meeting late. I'm working late on Friday night, and so a lot of conversations taking place about a lot of different bills. Somewhere, but state budget somewhere between 65 and 70 billion dollars, and you know, I've been up at the legislature since 1983. My first session as a St. Paul City Council member was up there in '83, working on some projects.
86 for code 4.
I won't mention what they were because nowadays it sounds funny, but I gotta give credit to the people that are up there on these conference committees late night, because I have seen really, really dedicated, hardworking people
4431.
trying to reach conclusions.
Henry X-ray Frank 465.
You think it's an easy job? It's not an easy job. There's 101 Democrats. There's 100 Republicans, and trying to get everybody on the same page.
Good
For a
luck.
state budget is tough, but I will say this: people work hard up there.
9175.
Some of the chairs especially, work triple hard. But of course, in their circle, their work actually they can control a lot about what ends up in the bills. But late night, this next 4 days, there were people there that sleep in their office. Sleep in their office in order to get the bills done. Now, the odds of actually having a vote before midnight Monday, very slim. Probably going to have a special session of some sort.
4474. You can fill my current and stack. I'll be out with everyone.
Interesting process, and actually every high school student should understand exactly how laws are made. You know, when you're young, you get the picture of different, the House, the Senate, the governor, and the Supreme Court. But when if you're actually up there for 2 or 3 days in the last week, that's a real life experience.
You see the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
We are eastbound on Maryland here, or westbound on Maryland, about to cross Interstate 35E.
They're kind of blurry, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks to me like the windshield. We're going to go down to the gas. It looks like the windshield has got a little film on it.
Yeah.
Up there, see? Mm-hmm. And the windshield wiper isn't doing it justice.
It appears that Ford for 2026 is coming out with a Crown Victoria Police Interceptor again.
No way.
High performance.
No way.
Yep.
It can't just be rear-wheel drive, can it?
I hope not.
In Minnesota, that's a little tough.
Gotta be all-wheel drive.
267.
Copy. And go back 267 at the 200 Waukesha.
I worked last night,
264.
and it was quiet. It was really quiet. It's amazing how 20-degree temperature drop can cause people just to say,
oh, yeah.
Never mind.
With the park antenna of Victory Rabbit.
And I was outside right when that cold front hit.
Like a roof, so...
It was amazing how fast the temperature dropped.
Coming from somewhere from
Pull that
across
up
by
here, that cat call.
the press house.
Shots fired down by the press house. That's Rev's second home. Copper just talking to somebody in Victory Rep.
Lake and back to the Whiskey Tango 2821, please.
Shots fired by the press house.
From the vehicles coming back clear, you should be looking at it. 2006 red Ford Crown Victoria, registers out of Rochester.
I like that phrase she
The
uses.
registration name?
You should be looking at.
Jasmine
You know what I'm saying?
Thompson.
What's that?
Well, when she read back the registration, she said it comes. You should be looking at, you know, a blah 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 type of car. I mean, that's a good old-fashioned cop phrase.
Mhm.
You should be looking at, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It's old style communication.
Absolutely. Heard one shot fired. Glass looks broken in back parking lot by the Press House Apartments.
Okay, so somebody may have fired a shot. Rev, if you're listening and recovering from that man surgery. No, I don't mean the man surgery. Well, you know what I mean, Rev. Call down to the security guards down there. Call down to the security guards. See what they know. Tell them there was a shots fired behind them.
Victory ramp has broken glass on top of a roof. Shot fired came across by the Press House.
LA State 2152.
You think it came from the press house?
8175, call for.
Okay, well that's interesting.
And hit in the Victory ramp.
Somebody fired out the press house. Rev took out some glass at the Victory ramp across the alley there. Good thing we don't have our youth program there in the alley yet. Holy mackerel.
Really.
Copy controlled.
Okay, here's a question for the backseaters. Backseaters, we've got to do some quizzes today. There used to be a furniture store right down here on Rice Street.
4423. 4423.
My parents used to come here all the time.
The southbound McKnight coming up
Sure
the
did.
Good ornate furniture. There used to be a big sign in front. I don't know where that sign went. I always wanted it.
693, trying to reach dispatch.
Well, they got that up into
Show me roads.
Yeah.
southbound Lurker.
4425, same traffic from crossing West Brady.
I think the building. Karen Favors, was that it? Karen Favors,
That was
yeah.
it.
I couldn't think of it. Karen Favors Furniture. Uniquely furniture. Always wanted the sign.
443.
If anybody knows where the sign is, let us
I'll be in the area of Maplewood traffic stop.
Did it stop or did it?
Apparently it stopped.
I think we got there's like a greasy film on the outside of the window. It might help if we scrub her on off. My side's pretty good. I can see the last 5 inches of the wiper.
Yeah, I can see exactly where it is. I'll see if I
Are
can,
you okay
I'll
with-
see if I can get it.
If I allow you to do
Absolutely.
I don't know if you will, but a little scrubbing. We're at the Holiday, formerly known as the Club Holiday. But the Club Holiday, they cut the wipers. Oh yeah, good thinking, Pat.
517 case number.
Case number 084175.
Pat's gonna try to get this window cleared up a little bit.
Thank you.
No.
you're gonna need more than that, Pat. I think you're gonna need some serious material. You got one of those brushers or not?
What's that?
I think you're gonna need some material on there. I mean, like one of those stick things.
One of those?
No, one of the stick. Isn't there a stick thing in the deal? A wiper deal?
Oh.
I don't think paper towel is gonna be enough. I don't know. Give it a shot. Oh, there he goes. Okay, stay right there. I just want to say one thing. You can trust your car to the man who wears the star, the big yellow. There we go. Texaco. That's the old Texaco commercial, folks. And the Texaco guy would.
Looking a little better?
Yeah. Well, let me put these on there a little bit. Yeah, the area you cleaned is much better. Still, you see up here?
Yep.
But we don't need that. We just need the one you did.
Okay.
Much better there, Patrick J. Very good. You can actually see the junk here, and then it's clear where you did it.
Good.
There's that one line, but I haven't been able to get rid of that. All right, there you go.
All right.
Well, how did the RCA commercial go? Remember RCA? What kind of color was it? It had a name to it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Something Vision.
Technicolor?
It could have been something like that, yeah. Definitely less blurring where you did that, though, Pat. Really serious backseaters. Thank Pat. We still got rain.
Somebody said, quote unquote, a stick thing in the deal. This is 100% Minnesotan. Good one, Robert.
The only thing missing with that description is Pat's face after I gave it. Oh, man. Yeah. Stick thing. We are on patrol here in the city of St. Paul, Ramsey County, Minnesota, capital city of Minnesota.
There's the Capitol building right there on the right.
Appreciate you joining us.
I'm good. I'm clearing the stuff.
So just remember that
10-7, have a good night.
working at the legislature is definitely is a hard job, especially during the last month of session. And exhausting during the last week. But for those of you that haven't seen, I saw a young class from a school in Elk River was up there when I was at the camp. I spent a fair amount of time there this last week, folks. There was a young class from Elk River that was here, and I went over to say hi to them, okay? Because I figured they were, looking for some entertainment.
Right.
They were totally into the tour guide. The state capitol has these guys into tours.
Mm-hmm.
They were totally into that tour. And the class at 2530, they were just listening intently in the rotunda while he talked. And, they were outside the House chambers and the Senate chambers there on the second floor. But I said, that's pretty cool that kids are that, into hearing what a tour guide has to say about the Capitol. And I was very impressed with that Elk River School.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know which Elk River School that was, but it was like a, junior high, I don't know, somewhere between 5th, 6th, 7th grade, somewhere in there. And actually, I think Representative Paul Novotny, knows them because I happened to meet at the ceremony, which I posted the pictures of some of the honor guard there at the ceremony. I don't know if you got a chance to look at them on our Live on Patrol page, but
awesome photos.
at the ceremony, Paul was there talking to the Elk River chief in the row right behind me. So, and he was familiar. I think he had a child that went to that school. So, and by the way, shout out to Paul Novotny. I've really enjoyed working with him on public safety issues. He's one of the.
36 Tango, 35.
He's a co-chair of public safety. And interestingly enough, because the House is evenly divided, Paul is one of the co-chairs.
The caller was on scene. 2 people attempted to gain entry to her vehicle while she was getting food. She is now gone, but the suspects are still on scene.
Wingstop.
They were in a gold
Maryland.
SUV Minnesota license, Kilo Whiskey Bravo 772.
So, but because it's tied, Kelly Moeller,
36 Tango, copy.
who's also a great co-chair, so we have one Republican and one Democrat for the co-chairs. And I'll tell you what, after this session, I started wondering maybe we should just do it that way every time. Have co-chairs from different parties. Because I actually saw some genuine cooperation.
Whatever gets it done.
Yeah, it was interesting. But we try to work with parties of all, people of all parties, and
But
Kelly Moeller and
you'll be
Paul
westbound
Novotny.
in the 62 Commons now.
They did a nice job working together in a tied format.
Gotcha. Copy. I'll be in road. Copy. I'll get you attached there then. 2204.
And in my travels, I found the best fishermen in the 201 legislators.
Yeah.
Yes. And I saw pictures of his fishing. And it's amazing. Representative Jim Nash from Waconia. You are definitely the best fisherman in the legislature. He got some huge fish. He's an expert fisherman. He knows, actually he has, I think he actually has probably a service to tell people where to find stuff. But you should see the fish that he's caught in the past.
Really?
And I like fishing, but holy mackerel, this guy's talking 3.5 foot fish.
Nice.
And so I want a fish finder too. That's the other thing. I think he's got a Lorenz fish finder. There are about 5 different types.
Yeah, Lorenz, Hummingbird,
Garmin, I think, is one, right?
Garmin, Shakespeare.
No, well, there may be a Shakespeare. I don't know.
My previous assistant and put me on a investigating.
But you say what I caught out there was those sunnies. I want some muskies. There's muskies in White Bear Lake too.
Muskies are something else.
Yeah. So, but some of the pictures I saw of his fish, that was amazing. I saw the governor at the memorial service Thursday night. I asked him if he caught any fish. Sure as me, he got three good-sized northerns. visiting with the Colonel, Christina, the new Colonel of the Minnesota State Patrol there. You know me, I like to, this is before the memorial started, where you're doing a little socializing.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if you guys look in here real quick. See anyhow, so I'm old enough now that I think a little bit of humor now and then is okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So governor walks up and talking about fish, and I said, Governor, look at these troopers here, because Christina Geiger was there, and I said, are they the most squared away we got in law enforcement? Because they are, right?
Oh, God.
Everything
Immaculate.
Immaculate, perfect. Troopers, you win. You get to be, you're the best looking. And plus the color is perfect, right?
Oh, yeah.
The maroon color.
Very, very unique.
And so...
I do want to know their secret to keeping their shirts tucked in the way they do.
Well, there is. I think they probably got those straps to their socks. So anyhow, folks, this is before the serious starts, but the governor's there, and I said, are these guys looking sharp or what? And the governor says, he goes, fingers crossed, we're going to have a new state patrol headquarters in 5 days, okay? Because that's in the bill, okay? So you get a picture of this. Just 3 troopers are on my left, the governor's on my right. It's fingers crossed, we're going to have a new state patrol headquarters in a couple days. And I said, I was wondering what you're going to do with Stillwater.
Did he laugh?
Yeah, he kind of half laughed, I don't think he was expecting that level of humor. I'm going to run in here for a minute and say hi to somebody in here. Can you do a few shout-outs? Or,
yeah, that's perfect plan.
Shout-outs. And we're down by Reed's, Burger Mo's, etc.
Can you leave your
fob just in case
I got to
It's right here. It's right there.
Okay.
I'm not leaving my wallet. But I got to say hi to... Actually, folks, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, there's a couple legislators in here that I saw that I'm going to go greet before the final hour here. And you're good?
Yep.
Because they're meeting tonight. There's conference committees tomorrow, and Pat and I ain't going to get much sleep.
You know what? Before you go in, would you just park it right there in front of the window? Because it looks like people are starting to come out.
I will, but it's kind of a boring view there. You jump in the driver's seat.
Okay. All right.
You can move it if you have to.
Okay.
If these 3 cars move, but otherwise...
All right. All right, folks, I'm going to get some shout-outs done here. I knew it was going to happen. Hang on, folks.
Oh, sorry. Give me a primer on this. This will be the report. We're trying to go downtown being the boss. And I'll take that. And let's take that 10-1-6, 23.
539.
539 Roger. Aaron, if you want to
162, come to 1306.
yeah, you're supposed to be there. I mean, flip around, so 1511.
162, I'm gonna be on 5.
I've got to let these cars get out of the way here, and then try and get the shout outs done.
Bravo 008, I'm your team.
Have a good night.
Maybe not the best view, but I think we can all deal with it. As we talked about yesterday was National Law Enforcement Memorial Day, which honors the federal, state, and local law enforcement who've been killed or disabled in the line of duty. Sonia and John Eastham, a pair of Ramsey County Sheriff's Office finest, have served for decades and are retiring. Try to send us a postcard now and then, okay, guys? Wayne and Angie, 10 years of marriage, May 11th, happy anniversary. Gene and Jerry Worley, 31 years on May 16th, happy anniversary. Isabel turned 17 on May 9th, love from Mom Desiree. Patricia Flanagan turned 71 on May 18th. Little Lori, happy birthday, turns 59 on May 20th, with love from your big sisters. I think I covered all of them there, folks. Just going to go back in and check one more time.
Bravo 646 MUT.
And definitely condolences to my friend and fellow St. Paul officer, family of Kurt Sandell, who fought cancer for, I believe it was 17 years, and passed away May 9th. Prayers to all of you guys.
Happy for shots fired in the area of Ivy and Prosperity. We only have one caller. They said they heard one shot, then a pause, and then two more. You're 26, happy, thank you.
Looks like I better stay right here in case I gotta move the car again.
02222, 16.
All right. Well, the sheriff was talking about it being slow last night. Monday and Tuesday were insanely busy for the CAT team, the gun unit, and the intelligence unit with stolen vehicles. Especially on Tuesday, we had an extended search for a stolen Audi SUV that was on a rampage in Minneapolis of stealing from construction vehicles. Our friend Red Phoenix, he and his wife are going to be grandparents again. Their daughter Morgan is having another baby. Congratulations, Red and Mrs.
That was
Red.
clever. You gave him a nice view, even though you moved the parking spot, right?
Yeah,
so smart.
all of a sudden people were coming in, they were leaving, it was
They're
crazy.
yelling at you for being in front of their car. So, it's good. A few legislators there that, you know, they worked late tonight and then they're taking a little break to get some food. Actually, I would have liked to have some food there myself.
They have good food there.
Yeah. Burger Mo's, great spot.
Highly recommended.
For an extra $5, you can get a tour of the sinkhole.
Which is what all this construction is here.
Yeah, sinkhole.
Supposedly going to be for 2 months. This is going to be going on.
Had a nice talk with Chief O'Hara this week. He went to Washington, D.C. with many Minneapolis officers to honor Officer Mitchell.
I'm trying to catch up to it. 52 and 42.
At the National Memorial. Is that the state you're listening to?
Yep.
So, the entire Burnsville Police Department went
Really?
to D.C.
Oh, amazing.
That was really cool, and other departments covered their patrol district. They said they really don't ever get together like that because they're all working different shifts. So it was a meaningful time together.
That's amazing. Very beautiful.
Thank you to the other departments that covered for Burnsville Police to honor their loss.
Yeah, for those who aren't from around here or maybe didn't hear, there were 2 Burnsville officers and a Burnsville paramedic assigned to their SWAT team who were all murdered in one incident last year. Very, very tragic.
Terrible. And thankfully, the U.S. Attorney and the U.S. Attorney and the BCA were able to charge the woman that bought the gun for him.
Good.
It's a very important straw. They call that a straw purchase when you're purchasing it for someone else who can't otherwise get a gun. So down here, we're going to drive by the Victory Ramp and Press House. So here's the Press House here where the Rev and Andre and others work. Try to keep things calm. Right across the street from the bus stop.
And the Victory Ramp is directly behind it.
Get a bill made it in.
So Victory Ramp is on our right here, folks, and some glass broken. It looks like a bullet was fired from the Press House into the Victory Ramp.
So.
Yeah. Of course. Well, there's a little less rain, at least where we are now, huh?
A little bit.
Transporting it up to 9305 Central Avenue East.
Well, that car on 52 must have stopped for the state.
Yeah, and it was down by 42, which is pretty far south of us. We have a safe downtown.
We really do.
Assalamu alaikum. You know, I gotta admit, I wouldn't want to be downtown walking around in the rain, would you?
No.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cold with that wind.
There's a lot of cars down here. There must have been an event going on here, right?
380.
It's gotta be an event.
I sent you a message.
Turn our lights on, let them know they're safe.
Thank you. 2223.
Ooh, don't fall in that white dress.
Ooh,
361
really?
Tango, 325.
You're running in a white dress with something like sandals on, right?
361 Tango. 325. 911, hang up area
I'm glad we don't
1599
have
to
street
1658 7th Street. TC said that they heard somebody asking what's your name and told them to sit down. It's somewhere within 19 meters.
You remember Abbott and Costello?
Oh, yeah.
361 Tango, copy.
You remember who's on first?
Oh, yeah.
What's on second?
Mhm.
Charles Avenue within 19
Jesus.
That was a great routine.
Simple comedy, huh? Who's on first?
Sir. 2224. 380, my apologies. Go ahead.
It's cold in that wind. Holy smokes.
Copy, Glover. Have a good night. 2224.
These people are dressed for winter. Well, I guess I can't fault them.
No, it's not a bad idea.
All right, just mute. I have to make one more legislative call. Mute that for 1 minute.
pretty quiet.
I like the fact the rain is stopping, though.
That helps.
By the way, I think we got Nicole working tonight, too. I think Mike's working. Nicole, you working tonight?
61. 61.
All right. Mikey, how about you?
I'm here.
How you feeling? Would you rather go first so you can get a little rest in?
Hyacinth covering the front.
Affirmative.
All right, we're going to come to you in 3 minutes. So, backseaters, we're going to go to Mike.
All right, got it.
Mike Martin in 3 minutes, and Mike's got a little bit of raspy voice. Well, that's his normal voice. I'm talking about a little bit of a chest cold.
Oh,
Chest cold, and we want to let him get out of here in a timely fashion. So we're gonna
1061.
Well, lucky him. Now it's not raining as much. We had the blurriness,
we sure did.
and
4425, Hall 31.
I don't know. So we're gonna send it to. We're gonna send it to Mike Martin here in a couple minutes, and then after he's done, we're gonna pull her back and we'll go to Nicole, which you haven't heard from for a little bit. Of course, Nicole is amazing. There might be a couple other her partners working with her. I don't know.
And we know a lot of backseaters
4474.
are missing both her and Mighty Mike Martin.
Yeah, Mike's been a little raspy. And
Traffic light.
we'll rescue him a little bit. Well, we're so glad he's back.
Fletcher driving in the Doe Road.
Wish him well.
914, slow stop, pulling in parking lot.
Copy, it's about to start.
That one's got to be way up there.
2365.
2365.
All right, so
Long chain open, all back 21.
here we go. We're going to send you over to Mike. Can you push the right button there, Pat? All right, so here we go.
All right, backseaters. Welcome to my truck. This is Under Sheriff Mike Martin. I've missed you guys because I've either been sick or out of town the last couple weeks, and haven't been able to see you, but I'm still fighting some kind of chest cold. I'm actually going to the doctor on Monday. I don't want to violate my own HIPAA laws, but I'm going to the doctor on Monday to do a follow-up and see what they can say. I do have to give a shout-out to my sister-in-law, Molly Kelly, who's watching. I saw her name pop up. I appreciate you watching, and we are southbound on Rice Street, coming up to Pennsylvania. Just been checking on some of the bars over here. I was over on the east side, kind of sneakily helping Darren and Sean, who were over there looking for a car. And now I'm back over here in Central, and going by Club Holiday. It's been kind of interesting night because it's been raining all evening, but there have been a couple shots fired, calls, but nothing really located, other than the downtown where the sounded like a window was maybe shot out down on the Victory ramp. So sorry about that. We're gonna continue to check out Central here and see if maybe it's a little busier over here. We're on University Avenue now, going west. I gotta mute for a second. Sorry about that. We're back. As usual, the CAT team is poking around and doing some investigation, and they needed to communicate something that couldn't be aired. So we will head over towards that area just in case, but I may have to mute again in a minute if what they're doing comes to fruition. So so the sheriff talked about the legislature being in session. It's been a kind of an interesting and busy session because of issues at the beginning of the session where some of the legislators didn't show up, and nothing really got done other than some posturing at first, but now they're working together, and hopefully they can come to some bipartisan agreements on some of the important things that need to be done, and some of the public safety issues that we have in front of them. But
61. You had a Minnesota jail line number when you're ready. Go ahead. Whiskey 403 259 031 807. Copy.
so we're gonna go back north on Rice Street here, so that we're in the area where stuff's maybe kicking off. But hopefully everyone had a chance to watch the Timberwolves this past week. What an awesome experience that was. And I don't know, right now they look unstoppable, but I hate to say that, so we'll just cross our fingers and hope that they play as well as they can. Pat talked about the great work that the cat, excuse me, the cat team and gun unit and Intel did on Tuesday with a car that was involved in multiple crimes throughout the metro, and it was just a tremendous collaborative effort with Minneapolis and Eden Prairie and Minnetonka and Hennepin County, and just ended in 3 arrests and 1 guy who's in the wind but wanted, and a gun recovered, and that gun was involved in another shooting. So it's a good one to get out of the hands of the bad guys. Street, and it's still really pockmarked.
We do have a history of
So there might be a little bit of rattling from that, but I had the opportunity, let's see, not this week, last week, to go to a gang investigators conference in Lansing, Michigan with gang investigators from throughout the Midwest and Canada, and talk about current trends and what's going on and technology and how we can best reduce gang violence. And I got to go from there to Austin, Texas for a lacrosse tournament, my daughter's lacrosse tournament. That was a blast down there. I'd never been to Austin before. It was actually in Round Rock, which is just north of Austin, and we had a great time there. Nice people, good food. Some good lacrosse. We're eastbound right now on Maryland, and we're gonna about to cross over 35E. Really appreciate everyone who's taken time to pray for Steve Linders and his family. He is a salt of the earth guy. You'd laugh if you heard me say that, but he's fun to have in the office. We joke around a lot, and tremendous writer, as the sheriff said, and we're just super lucky to have him, and we wish nothing but the best for him and his family, and it's glad to hear that he's making steps forward, and can't wait till he's back in the office. I'm gonna turn up here on Westminster, north from Maryland. try to recenter this, but as you can see, the rain has slowed down, which is good for police work. It makes it a lot easier. But we needed the rain. Our grass here and the trees and flowers people are planting need the rain. But it's hard to go from a 90-degree sunny day to cold and rainy. Sorry about that. I stopped for a minute just to check calls for service and see what's pending out there. And there's nothing significant. Pat mentioned the retirement of the Eastums, John and Sonia. Tremendous workers for the sheriff's office. Longtime public servants, and we hope that have the enjoy their I'm gonna go east here on Wheelock Parkway, just so you know where I am. We'll see if we can do a couple simple traffic stops if nothing's cooking.
First assistant 899 Earthquake. Caller said a guest of the tenant is causing issues with the house and the property manager needs them removed. They're both DKs falling down drunk. We don't have a description.
We're south now on Edgerton Street at Arlington.
22%.
Gonna head back in to kind of the heart of the east side. Yeah. For some reason that didn't sound right, but it is. Tim Hoover, I see your comment. That's not gonna happen. I don't know what's going on there, but why there's a rattle, but this truck that I'm driving right now only has 1,900 miles on it. It's brand new and it's a smooth ride, so it must be something other than the truck, because I've never had a vehicle that rode this smoothly, so we'll have to figure that out. I'm in a Silverado. Yes. We're eastbound on Maryland now at Arcade, and it's interesting because people seem to be driving pretty well right now.
You can put me on that.
2240.
There's really not a lot of traffic out right now, which is kind of surprising for a Friday night, even though the weather hasn't been that great, but usually people are still out and about moving around. Car with a headlight out, but this is a dangerous spot to try to swing around on it because I got a car right behind me and it's tight here. So another one. Sometimes when you just stop those cars just to advise them, hey, you have a headlight out or whatever, a lot of times they don't know it and they appreciate it, but other times you... Now that one, I gotta turn around down here. And I got everything. This car's driving with no lights on, so we're gonna stop it here. It's got no headlights or tail lights. It looks like the brake lights work, so it's probably somebody who doesn't know their lights aren't on. So we'll go up and check on them quick.
I just drove all the way back here from Rice Street. I didn't see it either, so drop it coming here. Probably leave. 326 for code 4. Get your breakdown code back. For now. Breaking for an AOA Cypress to be out of traffic.
.320 copy is Cypress, Maryland.
Squad drone 8, you can break me as well. I can back him.
Copy. Travis. Code 4, 2253.
All right, so I'm just gonna run him here for warrants. Seems like a nice kid. He doesn't have the word I'm looking for. Young man, so I'm just gonna check and make sure he doesn't have any warrants or anything, and then we'll be done with him. Car registers to his dad. He didn't realize he didn't have the lights on. It's a new car that his dad bought for him to get to and from school.
New message. New message. New message.
Yeah, weird. Oh yeah, his licenses. So I'm just gonna go up and remind him to make sure his lights are on at night.
.311, 316.
311. 316.
Suspicious at 1177 clearance at Cub Foods. Caller said there are two people concealing items. They are known shoplifters. One is a black male, 25 years old, 5'5", sitting wearing a blue hoodie. He has dressed in a beanie hat. Second is a black female, 25, 5'1", average wearing a cheetah print jacket. She has orange hair. They are wondering for waiting for security to be distracted.
Okay.
All right. Get this young man on his way. His brother saw him stopped to make sure he was okay. St. Paul officer stopped to back me up and make sure I was okay, which I really appreciate. We out for things are going to go sideways. But very nice young man. Talked to him for a minute. He goes to Johnson High School and didn't realize it's a new car that his dad bought for him, and he didn't realize his lights didn't automatically go on. So, makes sense.
Tesla here in West, the white sun will be good. Copy. Just copy, no BWC.
St. Paul's out in force.
Thanks. 1854 Todd Drive, assist mother, 74-year-old male, conscious of breathing, has got right side pain.
66, copy.
22.
I actually did turn on my body cam, which I forget to do quite often because 30-some years of not having body cams or in-car cams or anything. I forget to hit the button to start it. But
4442.
31.
1683 Village Trail East for 911 with a 36 meters. 4442.
so I was commenting to the St. Paul officer there that backed me up that was the first car that I've stopped in a long time that didn't smell like marijuana. It's sad, but seems like a lot of people are smoking marijuana in their cars. And yes, it is legal to have marijuana in your car, to possess it now, a small amount, I think up to 2 ounces. But it's still illegal to use it while you're driving. You can't use it in the car. And obviously, you're subject to the same laws for impaired driving as you would be if you were drinking alcohol. So a lot of people are learning that the hard way.
Your left room status. Great try for an adult male to 69 Green Street. 69 Green Street.
Super nice young man, though. It's always
Unlocked and the dog is
awesome to have the opportunity just to have a positive interaction with somebody and talk to them and give them a piece of advice on their car headlights. Verbal warning to someone who's a nice person and just has a mind issue. think, help build trust with the community. So I know that there are some agencies who don't believe in cars for equipped like that. It'll light up, but to need to live in with somebody and not ignore the fact that all those lights are there for safety reasons. So I'm right by M&H on Minnehaha and Arcade, and I'm going to go north on Arcade here.
This is Max 1500 Magnolia Avenue East, permit 103. Factor standing by. Caution note that the resident is hostile and threatens violence for inspections under.
Another car that didn't have its headlights on. Where this is a construction zone. Can't round. Didn't do it though.
This is there. There's 19 Larpin Avenue. Why are parking on?
So we're going east on York here from Arcade. We're right by the Sun World Supermarket. There's a lot of construction on Arcade, so we don't want to go up that way and get stuck.
Did they come give the unit number?
I wonder if the rattle that some people hear is the rocks in my head rattling.
44, 44. Next to home.
We're gonna go north here on Forest. Oh, looked like we glitched there for a second. Hopefully, we're driving out of that spot.
Actually, which way it went, I think it's time to Johnson.
We're more separate.
Go ahead. You can see if that Audi went in at Speedway.
The cat team's out sneaking around doing what they do, and I have no doubt that they will find a stolen car here soon.
Q7 KFJ 350. 5182, I can advise from the alarm.
2100 spelling 660.
Drive east here on Maryland.
What channel, man?
east on Maryland right now at Duluth.
There's your life, Steve, again. We're on to see the medics. Coming in.
Facing south from NB. Yeah, it's parked. If it comes out, it'll drive right at you and have to turn south on Rice. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
And coming up to Prosperity on eastbound Maryland. Still getting a little bit of a sprinkle here. Get the windshield clean as much as I can.
Here's citizen at 3781 for a vehicle that's all over the road. Vehicle's going to be a Toyota Corolla color plate is Romeo. There's an odor on the second floorway. Smells like something's rotting. Fires calling from room 234.
So we're gonna go north on White Island. Right by the BP here.
The robbery with the surgeon's copy. Within Cedar Street, section 911. Student who was robbed at gunpoint for a vape pen. Suspect's a black male wearing a bull jacket. And the suspect still on scene across the street.
We are gonna switch drivers, and I think we're going to Nicole, but we may be going back to Bob for a little bit. But either way, it's a win. It's good to be back with you tonight. I really enjoyed being able to come out and talk to you all again, and I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. And don't forget to say a prayer for Steve Linders, and another prayer for all the first responders that are out there working tonight and protecting you and your family so you can sleep safely tonight, and all the police and firefighters and the paramedics and of course our military and fortunate to live in a place that provides that kind of safety. Still northbound here on White Bear Avenue. Just came up to check.
The suspect got on the bus. Number 54, Mike. It's going to be a black male, about 160 pounds, blue hat, black and red bulge jacket.
Heavy transit advised they stop the bus.
So there was a robbery at gunpoint downtown St. Paul, and the suspect got on a bus, and they're just airing out what bus it is that the suspect got on, so the Metro Transit PD can stop the bus and get the suspect into custody. I'm up here checking on couple of bar dance clubs that have events tonight. Driving northbound now. I'm in the city of Maplewood.
Transit 221.
Transit 221.
I think that bus is being held at 6 in Wakuta right now.
Yeah, 6 in Wakuta.
So again, that's the beauty of having good communications. They got the bus stopped at not too far from where the incident occurred, and hopefully they can safely get the suspect in custody. Appreciate everybody sticking around within. I know Nicole's out working, and Bob and Pat are still out. Cat team's out. I appreciate everyone who's wishing that I feel better soon. I actually don't feel horrible. It's just the cough's getting me. Switch over now. Have a good night, and thank you.
We'll be able to come in. The bus driver stated the last stop since Minnesota was 5th and Robert, so if you want to check the air around there, you'll have to go there.
Give me squad back, 5th and Robert. bank robbery or it's just that snitched from a firearm.
Oh, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back.
I think this actually happened at the bus stop. We have one of the Metro officers meet us here.
Hope you guys are staying dry. Was told a good, smart cop is always well fed. Doesn't have to use the bathroom. It is dry.
Really? who told you that? Name names right now.
Sarah's one.
Sarah?
Sarah's one.
Does sound like her era. I've never heard that ever.
Seriously? There's
Never.
a couple others that have said that.
I've never heard
Transit
that.
221.
2 FTOs have told me that.
Transit 221.
Okay.
My first one and my third one.
Where did that squad need us to meet them?
I know who you are.
Holy name drop Sarah, but
That's nice of you.
2319.
either way, kind of a crappy day.
Transit 221, 4th and 1 mission.
I copy. Copy.
0389 6521.
Oops, hang on. Distracted. Oops.
0389 6521.
New message. New message.
Not on file.
0385
Oh, I must have missed
0389 6521.
Yeah.
0389 6521.
New message. New message.
Not on file. It might have. It might just be an old temp tag.
It shouldn't be at 038.
Does it look fake?
0389 6521. Expiration 7:15.
Missing person 650 Akira in apartment 401.
When is
Caller
it?
son is missing. It's going to be about a
July
10-year-old boy
2025.
named
Was it
Gregory
issued,
Rouse.
like,
Black male,
today?
5'6", 230 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. His last seen wearing a black polo shirt with dark
I'll
blue
grab
jeans
mine.
and a
I
light
got her.
with light and dark gray
You're gonna
Jordan.
break one of your
He doesn't
rules.
have health issues.
Wasn't one of my rules. Something I heard.
He has multiple disabilities. 1800.
326 copy.
2321.
Well, check the dash too.
Issued 516.
Yeah, literally. 516? How's that possible?
Oh, issued today, huh?
Oh, it hasn't rolled over to midnight yet.
You ready? For the night?
Email, not just
3 Victor William.
main complaint is a
David
split
X-ray
list. There's
7.
gonna clear it up.
Adam John.
Copy, starting now,
6.
2321.
Boy Mary 3. 013 65.
New message. New message. New message.
Well, 09
Oh, it's the temp tag's wrong.
I'm gonna be going outside with the mail.
3865898. It might
Just
just
heads
be
up for I-20.
dealership.
Nora Paul John 019. Nora Paul John 019. And I want to
New
check this
message.
guy.
220.
New message.
I think this was Scott.
The cop is saying he's not sure if the suspect actually got onto the bus, so the squad can just check the area.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Sam
Copy,
906
supposed to check the area. I'm sure if the suspect's not.
933.
New message. New message.
621. Do we know what frame we have so far?
Look at these guys. Ooh, look at the key.
Oh yeah, I think
Not on
that
medical
Indiana
nitrogen.
one.
It's for medics,
Not on file.
not conscious, breathing, just not waking up from a seizure, and diagnosed with epilepsy.
Copy.
Switch.
Hit a button.
That's a downtown call, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our central squads are working through a robbery of a person over a vape pen. We are a 3-man squad right now. A Charlie squad. Baby's in the back counting as one.
Can you put me on a recovered property?
Sleeping, but
Sleeping.
I think she technically counts as one.
Okay.
So we're trying to find her some work, but
I'm gonna wake her up from her slumber to do that.
yeah. Oh, bum. She sleeps all day long. Works for 44 seconds and then takes another nap.
It's not true.
Gotta give them an update on her health issues, her lemon-esque issues.
She's not lemon-esque.
She's a lemon dog.
No, she's not. We tease that she is. She's got some belly issues going on. She's on Prilosec for the foreseeable future. Try to get her belly issues under control. Try to switch her food and see if that helps a little bit. But she likes to gobble her food down too fast, so it causes some issues. But
She's got a shaved belly still.
it's growing back. It's growing back.
Barely. It's still bare. Otherwise, she's been good. We've been doing training pretty much every day for her. Just different stuff. She's been doing good.
Yeah, definitely. Glad to be back.
Yeah, she helped out on a search warrant a couple days ago. Pat was talking about. She did good.
Yeah, she did very good.
Handler needs some work, but dog's doing good.
Always a handler issue. Is that one?
Is it Mercedes?
Someone else saw it too. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna let him take everything from me though.
No, just because he's like
Oh yeah, I don't
New
know.
to
Anybody
being
talked
back.
about the OG 2770 being back?
And treated to the apartment, and their animal control got custody of the dog.
True 2770.
Black Mercedes at a single. Clear, valid, chill for.
Yeah, the OG 2770.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got her a slow feeder. She's still
Having issues.
Yeah, she still finds a way to like gobble it down. I was feeding her like, I don't know, 5, 6-ish times a day in like really small portions, which helped. But now that we're back up to like 3 or 4 times a day, she's still having a bad belly. So small portions, fill it up with water, and she still gobbles it down. So I don't know.
Maybe she'll grow out of it.
I hope so. I mean, not even a year old yet, so still a lot of puppy behaviors.
Hang on back there, baby. Sleeping?
Yeah, but on the ground. It's pretty funny.
6 West Central, downtown Gage, Metro, 800.
Oh,
Yeah, so we were a little busy this week helping the cat team up with some stolens. And a search warrant, which recovered a stolen gun, which was good. The gun matched at least one shooting, one prior shooting.
Unit for a male that's jaws tightening and has history of having a heart attack. Is it any?
Oh, we're still looking for a vehicle that had fled from our squads and
2163
another agency. Right next to this big store. Hard to tell exactly which one, but
44 ready on investigate. Speedway at the White Bear. 1 Charles Adam Victor. Believe him coming back as a stolen license plate.
we'll be out with Maplewood here, Speedway up the White Bear. Stolen plate. Yeah. He's missing a plate on the front though.
There's a big baby in there.
Is there history of the phone number?
Negative.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
I believe I'm going to be out with the owner of the vehicle. He's just displaying his one stolen plate. I should be code for it here. I'll just take one more minute.
Have you have any police officer?
Wait for it, 25.
Figure here, or I'll just remove the other plate from his truck.
Trying.
Copy that.
Oh, it was innocent. Sook.
How do you...
Just touch him.
So, So, Maplewood ran a vehicle with a stolen license plate. License plate belongs to the vehicle. The owner reported it stolen, but did not take the second license plate off the car. So,
Which is common.
yes, very much so.
Yeah, very common, and totally understandable, to like
Want to keep the license plate on?
yeah, wanting to keep all license plate or not understanding that like the hit that we get for one stolen license plate is the same
Yes, if there were two.
both of them. We can't tell. I mean, there's a line in our hits that say like only one plate stolen, or
Yeah, we have to actually go through and like read that.
yeah, which is you just don't have the time to do that. Understanding that your report one is stolen, they're both essentially considered stolen as far as it comes to like the actual hit or us running it. So understandable. Clerk will just tell him to take his plate off and destroy it for the time being, or keep it for a little while in case you get it back. But I would just have them destroyed and go get new license plates personally. Save yourself the headache of, Lord knows what somebody's doing with your one plate. Well, we actually just had that about a week and a half ago or two. Same thing. Guy didn't understand he needed to take both of them off, which, maybe that's a learning curve on our part, is that we need to explain that better.
Wait, they went away from stealing license plates.
For a while, yeah. Definitely slowed down.
Yeah, definitely over the last couple of years, they just got so crazy with
Cars.
stealing. Yeah, with stealing cars, they just don't care about the license plates. Like, you didn't. It was majority juveniles over the last couple of years have been stealing cars, and they're so fast. Like with that, like stealing them, dumping them, stealing a new one, dumping that one.
Which is what they used to do with the license plates. They would steal multiple, put them on, go steal another one, put that one on, and do that. I mean, there was one time we had a group of adults who did that.
Is that what the cat converter thefts?
No. I don't think they did it at all, really, with that. But I remember I tracked one back, and I came to a dead end at like 7.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Or when they were making.
They're making them?
Plates.
Yeah.
They had some good ones. They got really good at washing them. Like, really good.
Using a cricket.
Yeah, cricket. They'd go test them out by dumping them over at the Norwood and Roseville. Hilarious.
Yeah. See how
we're
good they were?
Yeah, we're through there so often that we'll test her out.
Yeah, why not? Real world application.
Why not?
Yeah, real world application. You can't blame a guy for trying, I guess.
Honestly, you can't. I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm mad about that. Pretty funny.
I'll take another one available.
Shut up.
Yeah.
vehicle hit two parked cars and then it landed in the neighbor's yard. The driver seems EK.
Oh.
Driver is Asian male, 45 to 55 7, 34 G.
Yeah, everyone wants to know what's up with their new car.
Trying something new. They forced me out of my Durango.
Okay, I was gonna say they didn't force you, but they kind of.
No, they kind of did.
Kind of did.
Kinda
In a
did.
nice way.
It was nice until they said it was the crappiest car in the fleet or in the group, and that was offensive.
Well, they didn't mean it.
Thomas meant it.
He just means it's like the oldest, most miles. I
Right.
think. Well taken care of, but yeah.
Oh, I love that car. I would have driven that thing till it died.
New message.
Mary King Boy 618.
New message. New message.
They're coming back slow.
Yeah, they forced me out of my Durango. Not sure how I feel yet. I mean, I don't want to seem ungrateful, because I'm not ungrateful, but I really did like my Durango.
Change is hard.
Change is hard, and we went through a lot together. We took a good hit from
Morning one traffic.
Miss
Union
Beesman.
down. Romeo Charles Tango 755. Wrong way driver.
But yeah, forced me out. Said it was the crappiest car in our fleet. So she's gonna become a backup car, which is even harder news to deal with. Nobody's gonna take care of her the way that I did.
You've seen the outside of your car, right?
Because I don't get washed every day.
No, it's not the wash. It's
Oh, was Sarah hitting me?
you can't blame it on her. One time. The other damage was from you.
Yeah. She's also having some electrical issues, and allegedly she has 4 recalls right now.
She's seen better days.
She has to go to Dodge to get her recalls fixed. She's probably sleeping so hard back there because the heat's on a little bit.
Oh, probably.
We should have a fan drying her eye sockets out.
She's very well hydrated with how much water she drinks on a daily basis.
Roger that.
It's like a community building.
Is it always been there?
For a little while. Like it was like not that big though.
I don't think I've been over here at night. Maybe is the issue. I feel like I would have stopped like that.
Code 4, cancel slow is not empty.
Having code 4, touchdown, seems to be shaking.
Where could we possibly go?
Just make my rounds.
I don't know this route.
There's just nothing going on.
444.
I thought Suki had that stolen Olds, but
Clear report. Negative 90%.
Yeah, what was that thing called?
well, he called it a Skylark.
It's not a Skylark.
Skyhawk.
CNC 12 Empire
Skyhawk?
Drive, third-hand information that a friend is making suicidal threats address within 347 meters. Going to be an Ishwa.
Got it.
Skyhawk. Huge Skyhawk.
2346.
We're looking for you.
Should stick out.
Pull up 308, you can cancel 380.
Have 380.
Oh, the sky looks cool in the camera.
23.
Yeah, it does.
Buick made a Skylark car as well.
That never sounded right. I think it's a boat. Not like a literal like water boat, but like
obviously.
287 Tango. That's for a minute. Could be any other spots.
No, it is a Skylark. Skyhawk.
Have a fantastic night, 2344.
Made both. Interesting.
we can ask my dad. Or you could tell him that you know and really impress him.
No. I don't want to lie to the man. See, this said production of Skyhawk Sea Step for 1989.
19. My uncle's got like a 70, low 70s Buick. They're not really my favorite, but I'd take a Chevelle though.
It's not a square body.
Not a square body, we don't
I
like
don't want it.
I'd take like a 70s Chevelle though.
Oh, so the Skylark was a rebadged Chevelle.
Was what?
Rebadged Chevelle.
Happy dealing.
Okay.
So do you want to take back what you said?
Wow.
Wow.
Maybe I should just be more educated.
Couple plates to add when you're ready.
Maybe that's my problem. So Ramesh has got some workers here, it looks like. Everybody out of Texas.
Plates, Minnesota Lima Yankee
Grab
Zulu
this guy.
549. The second plate is Minnesota Papa Echo
John,
Sierra
Nora,
843.
Henry, 506.
New message. New message. New message.
Joe did not look at Rice.
Where's Rice?
I have no idea.
Rice Lake is north, right?
It's not Rice Lake, it's literally just Rice. Where are you from, Rice?
Clear is just 20 and 63.
2346.
Got two of these?
Response 226, 270.
St. Cloud area.
270.
Huh.
6.
Suspicious 540 Broadway Street for 6 people being loud and drunk outside. There's a male who was actually pulled into a white Dodge SUV that was going northwest on Pine.
St. Paul had a couple shootings yesterday. One, the victim that was in critical status. I'm not sure what started that or what his status is now, but it was pretty young.
6910.
St. Anthony also had a shooting of a kid in a car. I think they're asking for information for
5 people that are yelling and causing a noise.
a lot of gun violence always, especially to start off though.
Yeah, summer hasn't even
helped out at our softball youth day last weekend. One of the alumni's dad, Mr. Knobloch, was the umpire for the varsity
we're
program
over
game.
112. The driver is requesting school.
Poor guy was getting heckled.
100 row.
All for donating his time. And I thought he did a great job. Had one of his twin daughters out there with him in the field, learning how to umpire, and I thought they did a great job. She could handle a few jabs that we were giving her just fine.
Go 318.
Definitely need to have some thick skin to be an umpire.
318.
Because no call that you make is right.
They're available. And I squad that can drop off a PBT for him.
But he is an avid backseater. I think appreciates when we get into something, so I'd hate to be failing him right now. But it's definitely hard being an umpire or a ref of sporting events. Like I said, you're never right. You only make
White Bear in California. King Lincoln.
half the people happy, and
053.
normally it's never the right half. You know, they had to increase pay over the last few years for games because they were short so many umpires. Which is kind of ridiculous. I know sometimes for games they'll call people in for, and this is for all sports, but they'll call people in out of state to do tournaments and big games and stuff because they just, the numbers are so low. GZ
2757.
And what's this little black Corolla in the
New
front
message.
freaking?
Checking County East for 2750.
New message.
I copy on County East.
It's 2750 right now. Thomas. That's the only one we got.
Working off duty?
On East, right?
I think so. Z what? ZHC?
Yeah, 300, but I want this one that's brake lights just went
New
on.
message.
Oh,
New message.
this little thing.
New
right
message.
here. Robert Union Sam 790. What's that hit that just came on?
New message.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
New message.
Nothing.
Friday's on the road.
Overdrive.
Oh, she heard that. Back Jetta? No.
What about in-house?
Which one?
The Jetta.
Let's see. None. Bro, is that other car here?
With one.
Calling
Which
a
one?
10-1 for 2115 Summit. Fighting with one at 2354.
2115 Summit.
Yeah, we're not gonna be right here. Which one were we talking about?
That other car?
The one that it left. The first one?
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
You seen it over here lately?
I haven't been. You've been making me stay home.
Watch that. Oh, I got it right.
100. Let's get another status check on Summit call.
Just busy fighting with someone.
517, checking your status.
That'll continue, but you're still fighting.
Still fighting, holding near 2355.
I need your security code, please.
519452.
I'm diverting Summit call.
Copy.
Interesting. Here.
The second one?
No, the first one. Mm-hmm.
362-326. Go ahead. Negative results at the school in the areas around it. Anything else you want checked? Negative at this time.
How old is that missing?
Okay, let's keep an eye open. The door to bring them up to the 3rd floor.
Copy.
Came on at 11:20.
Sorry, I meant the missing person. How
Yeah.
old is the missing person?
The actual person.
Yeah. About an 11. About an hour old.
Well, I
The
don't
missing
know.
person is an hour old.
Maybe. Date of birth 2014. So.
completely honest. I think it was a poor man's drug. What was available at the time. I don't even really know what bath salts are. And like, what did he do? Did he smoke them? What did he do?
Kind of like, you know, like a PCP. You don't see that either.
Yeah. Really, what did he do? Did he smoke them?
He is down right
No
now.
idea.
Snort them? Bath salt.
We could get someone to
Who
pop
was like, I want to put this in my body.
You could say that about every single drug there is.
His radio is really quiet. Suki, your radio is quiet.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, if we were coming over to St. Thomas to help us, I mean, they got 5 or 6 cars
It's that,
here. I don't think any of us are needed.
Yeah, it's like the Bluetooth mic that just like, it's either so
Must have got
loud.
it turned down.
Well, number one, he needed it turned down.
Looking out for me,
Because
but
it was like he was yelling.
we decided our assistance probably wouldn't be that appreciated.
I'm going to tell him that you said that.
You can tell him that.
Oh, I'm gonna.
You need additional.
I'm gonna narc.
We could take at least maybe 3 more vacations.
I'm gonna narc on you. He just gets back and you're picking on him already. The poor guy hasn't even gotten his feet wet.
He's been working all week.
Yeah, a week is not enough time.
I beg to differ. In Suki World, it is.
Was this one the SUV or the sedan?
Is there a squad that could guide officers into your location?
That was the white one. Oh, it's a two.
We need the social worker and the ED. They need officers to fill out the whole information for him.
Hello.
Okay.
Now 1 minute.
New message.
And 3 to 5 people check their
New message.
6 thank you. 2 5 copy, thanks guys.
They have a call on
We'll still take spots for our area, please. Split 3 and 6, you can cancel 380, I'll go 382.
380, you're clear.
Okay, this is hilarious. If there's not gonna be any crime, he's authorizing all cops to report to Public Works. Let's get these potholes filled in.
Well, how am I supposed to do that if it's raining out and I'm supposed to stay dry?
That's hilarious.
I second the potholes, though. They're ridiculous.
Yes.
You know, you guys don't really know Sarah that well.
I think you need to get Sarah to take my spot for a night so that you guys can really get to know her.
They mentioned it for the day, and I said I don't know if I trust Sarah to be PC enough. Is the issue. But Sarah is a very particular Sally. Like, I normally drive everybody's cars. Everybody gets to be a passenger princess when I drive. Sarah is very, very particular, which you just come to just know what her particularities are and preferences, which is fine. And she's kind of a little, she's a clean girl. She doesn't like messes or anything, which is nothing wrong with that. She doesn't like dirt, dog hair.
No dog hair.
Or fingerprints. So I got into her car one time and I was like adjusting the climate, and because for whatever reason she sometimes leaves the climate off in her car while it's running, and all it does is just have stale air in your car, which is no one likes stale air.
Some people do. There's someone out there that likes that.
I'm sure. Nora Charlie 935.
New message.
Anyways, moral of this story is that I was adjusting the climate control on her Durango, which has a touchscreen, and she yelled at me
New message.
and said,
New message.
"You don't need to touch that."
New message.
screen. You can just use the buttons on the bottom. And I was like, well, why? Like, who cares?
Apparently, he has also been urinating on the back step.
She cares.
And she's like, well, you're leaving fingerprints. And I was like, fingerprints on a touch screen? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I never use a touch screen. If I do, I wipe it off.
Right away.
Wipe it off right away.
Straight 5.
Either way, very entertaining to push her buttons. Just stir the pot with her. Very easy.
621 an alarm.
Very funny.
7827 Street and 7 people and laundry.
Very easy.
By the front entry.
Yeah. If you guys think the banter is funny between Nicole and I,
appears to be on drugs.
It's kind of a different level with Sarah and I.
absolutely.
All fun and games. Can be heated at times, but over within 5 minutes.
Did you tell them about the time with you guys in the middle of
the domestic? No. Again, I was
verbal only.
Verbal only domestic squad.
It's a dispute. It's a dispute. You can't call it a domestic.
I was driving Sarah's car again. And she allegedly told me she gave me the keys. Anyways, we pursued a car. The car crashed. And I ran out to check the car, to clear the car. And I must have turned and burned so hard that the keys fell out of my front pocket and onto the street. And then I took off running where the guy was last seen, and Sarah's yelling at me saying that we need to go lock the car. And I was like, it's fine, Sarah. She's like, no, we gotta lock the car. I said, fine. So go back, we'll lock the car. And then I was like, well, let's just drive over there. And the car's not locking, and the car's not going to drive. And I'm like, well, give me the keys. You got the keys. And she said that I had the keys. So there was a lot of arguing back and forth in the middle of Maryland at 35 over a squad car of us screaming at each other of, you have the keys. No, I don't. You have the keys.
Sound wiper 94.
Turns out I had the keys. Her keys got ran over by some vehicles, but we found them. And we were able to move the car and lock the car then. All in good fun. The girls that Sarah and I coach asked the other day if we fight at work. And I said, yeah, of course we do. And Sarah, I think, originally started by saying no. I was like, yeah, we do. And it gets heated. And I, of course, said yes. And Sarah said no.
42 traffic.
I said, well, it's only heated for like 5 minutes, and then we're completely over it.
B-Boy in German, Sam Edward King 774.
All in good fun.
Heavy B-Boy in German at 8.
She gets over it quick. I get over it quick. Ashley does not get over it quick.
B-Boy in German. Sorry.
So funny.
Yeah, it is.
449 to investigate.
But it is fun to push her buttons.
Hey, shots, you had a Kentucky temp tag for me?
Dick?
Go ahead.
Dave Radge.
Charlie 896353.
Man, I think the rain's almost done.
One can hope.
And she's finally stirred the tinker off a little bit.
It didn't come back with anything. Yeah, greater there. Okay.
I think Kentucky, you gotta run the type of vehicle too.
Is that the one you have to have the temp or the sticker here?
No, that is Mississippi.
North, Waterford.
Is it Mississippi?
I have no
Missouri?
idea.
Missouri, I think.
It's just so weird. The like having the plate here.
How do you remember? Which needs one?
Well, 55 minus 5.
Did you go by that house up there?
Earlier.
Yeah, 226 from there.
226, straight back.
So I think St. Paul ended up giving that robbery of a person to Metro Transit because it happened in a bus shelter or at a bus stop. This is what jurisdictional boundaries we have with, you know, the city, contracts, cities, highways, etc. Same thing applies for Metro Transit. Theirs is just anything Metro Transit property, bus shelters, bus stops, light rails, parking ramps, etc. So that's why St. Paul ended up passing off that call to Metro Transit because it happened on their jurisdiction.
Verified. 210, 215.
1 minute. How you doing, Nancy? This is Monday, 6:17. Happened 8th Avenue Northwest Terminal that found a blacked out. So you've been able to.
That's just about.
For what? I don't know how we go from 85 dry,
311.
hot, to 55
on the third floor.
chilly and rainy.
Yeah, I know what the. It's kind of nice.
Okay, I was on the 3rd floor.
It was a little warm there, yeah. Especially while we were outside trying to do stuff. Ashley had this whole garden plan. It's huge.
You guys, it's halfway done.
It's probably over halfway.
See, over halfway done.
Either way, she put me to work. She didn't pay me. She didn't feed me. She just
I made homemade noodles.
a week late.
No homemade noodles.
311. You guys leave the door
Oh,
propped
the
up
best.
anywhere?
I was so
Yes, we did.
sore the next day.
Walk
I
it back
told
and take a look.
Sarah, I said, I haven't been this sore since a full body college workout. College softball. full body one. She had me
We're good.
digging holes with a post hole digger.
To be fair, I dug most of those holes.
No, you started them, I finished them. I got to over.
Definitely not.
My shoulders were torched. She had me carrying all this wood.
Again, I carried every single piece of wood out there.
She had me hanging up fencing.
30.
I slammed my thumb between a hammer and a
36 feet of view common.
4x4
An alarm sounding in the building. There's smoke on the first floor near the laundry room.
It was a lot of work.
You gotta keep the deer out.
Yeah, they are little buggers. We had a fox that's stealing my chickens. Either way, it was a lot of work. We're still not done. Still gotta till.
Another great weekend for them.
Maybe this rain will soften it up.
About 229. Suspicious 351 Walnut Street for a male who's next to the entrance to the gold ramp, counting on vehicles, wearing all black. 16 minutes.
You know, we interviewed some kids this week after they were arrested and talked to them about some things that we can do on our end to help keep them out of trouble.
363, trying to reach dispatch.
One of the kids who's pretty much 18. Never been fishing. Wants to go
362,
fishing.
trying to reach dispatch.
Which I think is a pretty simple request.
31635, I copy that you are both in the alarm at 1044 Conway.
Sheriff had posted he was live last weekend. Took some kids out fishing. And since it's just the beginning of the nice weather, I brought that up in conversation to him.
But 226, 210.
Said he's never been fishing, doesn't know how, but would love to try.
I think opener was just last weekend.
Suspicious Robert Street North.
Yeah,
7th
I was Mother's
Place
Day,
East.
right?
People are attempting to steal the white
It's funny how they
car.
plan
People are hiding
fishing
in
opener
it.
On
on Mother's Day. Or Mother's Day weekend.
Right. A little ironic. Get them out of the house.
18 minutes.
But they're supposed to be
Catering.
Yeah, not out fishing.
Right.
Unless she likes fishing, then that's
Oh,
good
my
with
mom
that.
likes fishing.
But
My
would she
mom
want to
loves
do that on
fishing.
Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Yes.
Fair then, see? Fair game.
Who the heck did I call Robert?
Better than washing my grandma's windows.
Okay.
Is it
What's it called?
suspicious activity? People are trying to take Tom's wife's car to people hiding wife's car. Tom's wife is hiding in her friend's vehicle. People are trying to take Tom's wife's car.
We'll be out with Gregory at 7th and Bush.
LM 80.
Copy out Gregory and 7th and Bush at 19 minutes.
Did you see that bicycle?
New
See
message.
that pump?
New message. New message.
843 on a black Chevy Suburban 2023 Woodbury.
Nicole, how close is to that? We're downtown. That's fun, how close you're.
Burr and Brainerd.
Deal with the live.
be a black Chevy SUV, license plate Lima Mike 8043.
Copy, what's the contact? And we can do traffic tailgating, aggressive driving. Sounds like they threw something at another car, too.
We gotta go all the way down to 7 because Robert.
Yep.
Okay, from that back.
Clear. As soon as we.
Hey, backseaters, we're headed to a call where someone's inside the car.
Copy, all the vehicle.
Sounds like St. Paul just got there. Some people are in her car. So we got secondhand information.
Supposedly hiding in her car.
So we grabbed it from Nicole. The vehicle
Heavy
is
vehicle is
clear. If it's the same call we're on, which it appears to be. Robert and 7th. Do you think it's 7th place, maybe?
Not sure.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yep.
So, a couple St. Paul cars here. Let us know if you got any suspect descriptions.
Yeah,
Later.
6-9, we are 4-4. Cars on scene, clear.
Heavy code 4 is west down on scene. This suspicious can stay clear.
So,
Hopefully we'll get a description here shortly.
what time is it now?
12:22.
Okay. Tired of seeing people sleeping in shelters.
Yeah.
2 and 5.
Back 218 on that DOC at Union Custody.
Heavy for the mail review, it's only 22 minutes.
Yeah, I do not know why the city can't find a solution for all these unhoused people. This is amazing numbers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Who's yelling? Is it here or over there?
It's right there.
Looks like the bus must be coming up. Maybe not. Maybe they're just moving. I wonder if Transit's been moving them out of here.
Could be.
As soon as they saw us, they all took off, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Transit cops, there's 2 of them coming around the block. I want to ask them. Did you see that video of that woman? The guy, she was in her car, and the guy came over and took her gun away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4492.
It's kind of like this.
4492.
How's it going, sir? Good.
Show me out at
How are you?
self-parking lot
Pardon me?
in Battle Creek.
This,
Dog
I got him.
Robert North,
mask?
Charlie 225, and Union Robert
You're good.
368.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working Miss America.
Yeah.
Me, I catch in the bus.
Yeah. Go ahead. We're not kicking you out.
Only I talking you. I mean, he send you.
Yeah. Well, here. We don't speak the same language, but this might. Here's a couple of McDonald's gift cards. God bless.
Hey, me is American. Different. FBI.
God bless. I don't speak Spanish. I wish I did. I always regretted not speaking Spanish. Now he's taking our picture. Can you see him? Oh yeah. You're
Good night.
welcome.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Hey, are you? Oh, that's you. I was wondering if transit is kicking people out of these things. As soon as we pulled up, a whole pile of them left the shelter.
I did see that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. So, did I mention the conference committee at 9 tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Well, Darren McDonald has been helping me at the legislature. Been doing a great job. Him and Mike Whistler. Mike Whistler have been up there bringing the message of law enforcement and public safety. And poor Darren's been doing about 4 different jobs at once.
It's all good.
Yeah, well, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Nothing new about that for you.
No.
$15.82.
A little quiet tonight, huh? A little quiet?
Go for check.
For the most part, right?
What?
Quiet for the most part?
Yeah, very quiet.
Aren't you surprised at how many homeless are on the streets?
Sad.
Yeah.
I mean, in the wintertime they were all in shelters, but now it's a little, I'm surprised the city hasn't found a solution. You know, some
It's every corner.
some regular housing for them
Really?
to, besides bus shelters. Well, yeah, as you drive around backseaters, call the city of St. Paul, call the mayor's office, tell them they have to improve a solution for the homeless issue down here. You going?
See ya.
Okay,
I'd like to go home.
good idea.
Okay.
See you in the morning.
Take care.
See you in the morning.
I'll be replacing A6 Amber.
We're talking over there on the east side.
Yeah.
What do you think my response should be
To
to that text?
nothing. I'm just sharing it with you.
Well, I know, but I just want
226.
I don't really think there is any.
Central, K9.
sometimes we got to rely on the local agencies.
28 minutes.
Indeed.
It is green for me, right?
Yeah.
Sleeping in these bus stops. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Haunts my soul, to be honest with you.
Really does.
Haunts my soul. And you know, we've tried to do our part in the winter, but the city's got to up their game in the summer. Up their game. LLK Pop A. La la. I don't know what that stands for. You?
Nope.
LLK POPA. Papa. Popa? Live like a papa?
270.
EOT.
Let me have a nice night, 30 minutes.
What else can I report? Over this woman that got her gun, this cop that got her gun taken away, they just released the body video. So the guy was approaching her. She pulled her gun while she's in the car, but the guy grabs the gun. It's a little like, that's what happened at the beginning of the Michael Brown thing, right? In 2013 or something.
Yep.
Anyhow, he wrestles it away from her. And she's forced to plead for her life about not getting shot.
Yep.
And then
5182 safe traffic.
she's able to run away and hide. He doesn't shoot her. The bad guy gets in the squad car.
Oh, jeez.
And one of her partners, I don't know if it's, I gotta believe it. I don't think it was in the car with her, but one of her partners gets there and confronts the guy and shoots him. But the body camera video of her wrestling for the gun. And of course begging for her life. It's a little stressful. And the commentators are saying, well, if she pulls the trigger while she's wrestling for the gun, some county attorneys would say, well, he didn't have his own gun, right?
So that's 210, 261 Tango.
How do you know he was going to be a threat to you? So this is the problem in the country. We got different county attorneys with different standards of when deadly force
Jefferson
should be
Avenue,
used.
Duke Street, for somebody who's screaming
So
at
much
me
of it
in a
is
house. I'm in a
subjective to your level of fear and your. But she made a decision not to pull the gun while they were wrestling. She was pointed right at him. She could have.
32 minutes.
But then he turned it on her. Thankfully, he didn't shoot her.
Thank God.
274.
There's no sound there. I'm clear.
Cancel 261 Tango. 261 Tango.
I was getting off my way there. The other thing, behind you.
Is that us?
Yeah. He can take it. Where you at?
And now they're slowing. We're on 94.
So that's 261 Tango,
Pretty slow to pull over. Coming up until midnight.
Must be going eastbound.
Yeah.
You're doing about 100.
DSC 1201 Jackson Street, Laundry.
We're
People
just
in the
stop
parking
just
lot
west
making a
midnight.
lot of noise. Must be a fight. 33 minutes.
Nick, I didn't understand you, but did you say you're near him? I'll switch the camera if you are.
It's Winthrop and Burns.
I think she's somewhere on Burns. It's a little bit muted.
So hit it.
Give her a minute or two. Yeah, go ahead.
They're headed east or westbound? East.
Yeah, you're just pulling up.
No, we're west. There.
They're westbound.
Yeah, they're west of McKnight. Or sorry. Yeah, west of McKnight. Jesus Lord. I don't know why that was.
What?
Yeah, Fletcher. Sorry, that was my fault. Everyone's getting it.
Yeah, we're eastbound, but we're just west of Ignite.
Got me. I'm flipping around.
Baby would have been in for the ride of her life.
It's hard to see right now.
Yeah, it is. Especially when your headlights aren't like great.
Well, to be fair, that program drone had a curve on it that looked like it was going. Oh, that was the on ramp. Or the off ramp. Could you imagine?
326?
Oh, no one cares.
Can you call data, please?
That's calling out.
She said the store closed at 1.
Oh.
Just hang out in the area. Let me drive loops over there.
Sean said this guy was going over 100 on 94, so that's why they ended up stopping.
Which is crazy for the weather. You think of like the normal driver. Obviously, yes, it's not that bad, but
average Joe.
Yeah, literally.
You're done.
Check there, I didn't see anything there, but it's central.
40 minutes.
This thing into 4 high.
It was what?
So I put this thing into 4 high. Sport mode. Eco mode.
Wow. Is that gonna add a little bit of speed?
I'll try sport. Adds a little extra horsepower right here. Oh, looks like they're walking to their cars.
Well, hopefully that makes him slow down a little bit. Especially with the weather. Slick roads.
This is Maplewood, southbound on the, or I'm sorry, that's a lie. Southbound, which is technically the west side of the street, is St. Paul. Northbound, which is technically the east side of the street, is Maplewood. When it comes to McKnight, so right now we're in St. Paul again. Everybody say hi, Billy.
Disturbance at 1014 Pacific Street, the Purpose 1, Los Angeles.
You're those Debbie. You're in 6 seconds.
45 minutes.
Looks like the Sonic's got a bunch of customers still.
Yeah.
stuff out on out to your car on rollerblades?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
New message. New message.
Investigate. 1510. Yeah, no good on there.
What's
It's maybe emergency traffic.
Copy, go ahead.
Tractor road. We're going to be out with Echo Uniform Golf 791.
Go back to 11.
Zebra Charlie Boy 6-1.
Copy, Jackson.
New message. New message.
You're in 16 break into the message.
Copy, 47.
Hey, Nikki, I'm going to take it back so you guys can
Hey, Backseaters, welcome back. Nicole and Ashley got something they're working on over there that they might not be able to talk about publicly, but Pat is out in his car alone. And
Father's name is going to be Yao. Mother's name is going to be Chi. They are currently upstairs. The
I'm over on Payne Avenue.
Or the caller took their 3 siblings downstairs. 48 minutes.
Yeah, I was just reading on the Crime Watch pages, folks, and I always tell you those Crime Watch pages are a good way to keep up to speed on what's going on. Unfortunately, as encryption takes over Minneapolis and eventually St. Paul, it won't be quite as much information, but
8197 traffic.
in the meantime, it's a good way to catch up both on Facebook, the Crime Watch Minneapolis, on Twitter, Facebook.
94, Boy Charlie Tom 459.
Apparently there was a significant fight over there in Dinkytown. I see they just posted something about that. The rain has really suppressed a lot of the activity, but at bar close, pretty much anything can happen. I'm on Maryland eastbound, coming up on Arcade. You saw some of our squads were out on a traffic stop on 94 McKnight just a little bit ago.
After night.
After night.
TOT.
Copy, have a nice night. 15 minutes.
50 minutes, 12:50. As you can tell, there are not many cars out here tonight. Not many cars.
Squad 274.
Still got a little drizzle here. We got to keep the wipers on every once in a while.
Squad 274. Unable, can you call data? Kirby. Thank you, 51 minutes.
Confirm.
See if they're still hiding. I'm not hearing anything.
229, checking their status. Code for 52 minutes.
As you asked that, we got an update to the call. The mother realized police have been called.
So that's 223 and 218.
Everything is okay. He's possibly going to downstairs with the children. 52
Criminal damage to property, 286 7th Street West for a male who smashed the conch window with a rock within the last 5 minutes. He's wearing a gray hoodie, gray pants.
Just a reminder of how dangerous some drugs can be. We did have a call here about an hour ago over at a local college
52 minutes.
of a person that had taken some mushrooms but was causing erratic and dangerous self-endangering behavior. Took several officers actually to control his behavior, and of course the medics arrived. They took him down to the hospital, of course. What's up? Someone's on the way? All right, very good. Keep your flashers on. Thank you. Thank you.
I tried to move it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, people are going to be able to slow down and go around them. I guess that's the thing. He's out of gas. I hate that, running out of gas. Said he got his mom's on. Somebody's on the way with some gas for him. I'm never opposed to actually helping out, but he already said right away, I got somebody on the way.
more.
Yeah, we're on the phone with them. We're trying to make entry now.
Copy, thank you. 15 minutes.
Anyhow, just a reminder how bad drugs. Mushrooms are one of those things too that you never know the type of mushroom you're getting in terms of the consistency. Not good. Fentanyl's obviously the most deadly. 100,000 people dying in this country every year from opioid and fentanyl. The sad part about that number is that it doesn't include all the lives that are saved by Narcan. Officers that carry Narcan and save really thousands of people every year. Thousands.
320 copies. 362 when you arrive on scene. Head to the back.
Let me pull up.
Copy.
know, we have technology now that tells us when stolen cars go through certain intersections. We don't broadcast which intersections we know about, but not just us, but several law enforcement in the metro area.
I'll be bringing my in-custody regions.
But
Custody regions at 57 minutes.
320 to 311. I'm pulling over. You need me?
Just gotta tell you that we haven't had a lot of hits tonight. I don't know if that's because
4474 traffic.
4474.
criminals aren't driving those cars, stolen right now, or what?
Andrew Charlie White Bear. Charlie Frank X-ray.
Pretty amazing, actually.
Copy. Charlie White Bear.
Most nights we're usually getting a ton of notifications of stolens driving. We have cameras throughout the metro area.
Update location. Area 1, County Road Charlie.
The Area 1 Charlie.
Starting to rain again.
4453, code 41, custody.
Go for one of those days.
Lately, some nights it's busier in Maplewood.
Disregard 4474.
4474.
1012.
In case you're wondering what that
Information, your subject showing a warrant out of Iowa for failure to appear for traffic offense.
what that 1012 means, it's not used very often.
Not for copies.
But what it means is, are you able to talk privately so the suspect or no one else can hear me talk? Because sometimes suspects are in the car, or you're out of the car with your radio on, or your partner's radio on. Basically, she's saying, I have some information that I'd like to give to you in a secure fashion. In that case, she was telling him that the person she's out with had a warrant. So she wanted him to... We don't want the suspects to know what we know. The time will come when we tell them. But it's not right when the officer finds out. He has to figure out the best way to place a person in custody, and sometimes that's not telling them that you know about the warrant. So, information can dictate the circumstances. White Bear and Larpenter here, folks. Northbound. I saw in the paper that there is no Ramsey County Fair this year. Obviously, the fair was canceled for 2 years during the pandemic, and the fair board has been trying to get permission to use space here at the old Ramsey County Fair. But the county has not authorized that in part because some of the buildings are substandard here in the old Ramsey County Fairgrounds. So I know the people that run the Ramsey County Agricultural Society, I know they would love to have a Ramsey County Fair brought back. They need about 12 to 14 acres. So they, I guess, will keep working on finding a site that they can A, use and B, afford. Of course, the State Fair is 100 days away. I'm not sure if it's even 100. Let me see. June, July, August. Yeah, it's about 100 days. Less than 100. And that'll be exciting. The fair staff there has improved their perimeter security, and met with some of them today, and I was impressed with the improvements they have made. It's always important. You know, we try to be, in law enforcement, unfortunately, we have to be perfect when it comes to protecting crowds. And some of the improvements they made will greatly help. Several improvements that will make that better. The former leader of the fair, Jerry Hammer, was first retired a year or two ago, and such a pleasure to work with. And his replacement, Renee Alexander, has been awesome to work with. Got a good crew over there. Operations people, Brian Hudella, Mike Hagan. A great job of keeping the fair the best fair in the country. Of course, Ron Nafla is the police chief of the fair, also works for the county sheriff's office, and his assistant chief is Mike Coffey. Mike is doing an amazing job. Last year, of course, at the fair, there were 5 record-setting days. That was amazing. I don't know exactly. It wasn't the busiest day ever, because I was there that day, September of, I think it was 2018, September 1st. But as a whole, it was right up there. Fair-wise, you had that one bad stormy day, a couple hot days. That's the other issue. Some people don't want to be out in that hot heat. But excited to find out what new foods there are. You know where to find Pat and I. We'll be at in the Midway, top of the Midway there, someplace.
For dispatch channels 2 and 3 are temporarily tied.
Drive up here by Maple Mall, see what's going on up here. Still northbound on White Bear. Well, I just want to say appreciate you guys watching. I know there's several thousand still on YouTube watching. figure out a way maybe to get more hours or but it'll get busier as the summer kicks in here. Right now we're down to 50 degrees. We had a couple 90-degree days this week. Crazy, crazy. See that Mr. Car Wash? I'm always confused. Is it Mr. Car Wash like MR dot car wash? Or is it a Mr.?
326.
Is it like a misting car wash with Mr.?
And one for loud music.
Not sure about
112,
that.
I'll have you head to the Holiday 1345 Marshall. Staff has a trespass male that's refusing to leave. He goes by Matthew. He's a white male, 25/7 thin build, wearing a black or blue jacket, gray shorts, and he is outside the store.
Received.
Yeah, 107.
Wendy's, Taco Bell, still open up here. Cars bailing off the freeway to hit one or the other. McDonald's in Roseville still open. You need a burger, different than Wendy's.
911 hanging up from the landline, 9 Wyoming Street West.
Well, we're gonna wrap up, folks. Appreciate you watching. Sorry it was a little quiet, but good news is quiet means safe. Looks like the Myth did not have an event here at the Myth tonight either. Just checking on that. But thanks for your support and friendship. Do not forget to check out that GoFundMe page for Steve Linders. 10 days later, he's still in intensive care. He's not talking yet. Seems to be getting better, but we'd feel a lot better if we could communicate with him, but it hasn't happened yet. Doctors say he's making improvement, so but 10 days in the hospital for his family in intensive care, you can imagine how difficult that is. So help his family out. Let's make that $33,000 goal. I think they're like at 30 or something right in there. See if we can help them out. The Linders family. Thanks so much, folks. Have a good night.